Hey everyone, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in to Relevant Jukebox, and today we're going to talk about the newest album from Vegyn, Only Diamonds Cut Diamonds. So, Vegyn has kind of been this elusive figure in the industry in the past couple years. He's an electronic producer and visual artist who's released music of his own, and also curated the visuals for all the releases on his record label PLZ Make It Ruins. He's collaborated recently with JPEG Mafia on merch designs and even a track off of All My Heroes Are Cornballs, but perhaps most notably is his work with Frank Ocean. He is the co-host of Frank's Blonded Radio, which seems to get more active when Frank is ready to release new music. But Vegyn also had a heavy hand producing a number of tracks off of Frank's Endless. So I mean, needless to say, he is a pretty interesting dude. Earlier this year, he dropped a rather ambitious mixtape, Text While Driving If You Want to Meet God, which was a collection of 71 demos and sort of unfinished tracks of electronic vignettes that I enjoyed quite a bit, actually. Vegyn's style of electronic music is kind of weird, kind of abstract, with a lot of colorful and gentle sounds woven in, and the melodies that he writes are usually extremely sad but also really thought-provoking. And I mean, for the most part, his music is really focused around the mood and the vibe of it. Also, Aphex Twin seems to have a heavy influence on everything that's going on. The first track on this new record, Blue Verb, is pretty much Vegyn by definition, and I think it's like the perfect introduction to his music if you've never checked him out before. There's this like trip-hop inspired beat with all of these drippy synths, with his sort of like textbook sad melodies and these like deranged vocal samples. And what I find pretty interesting about this record in general is that it does have a very intimate feel to it. Everything sounds very compressed and tight in the mix, kind of like you're sitting in a room with Vegyn while he's playing you this album. I think it gives it this more personal feel to it, and I actually enjoy it quite a bit. The second track on this record, Nauseous Devilish, does feature JPEG Mafia. It's a kind of stark track with all these like icy synths and like bony sounding drums, but the track is kind of brief overall and doesn't really develop into much. But easily my favorite track on this album, and probably my favorite track from Vegyn in general, is the song De Bold. The vibe on this cut is something special, I think. It sounds like if you took the Aphex Twin tracks Moo Kid and Alberto Balsam off of the album I Care Because You Do and mixed them together into one. There's something that's almost like so comforting about this track, and it's almost like hard to describe this feeling when it like shows up in music, but it's one that I think should be celebrated. Now, the rest of this album is a little bit more all over the place from track to track. The structures of the songs are not very straightforward or center around a lead melody, almost like on Blue Verb or De Bold. But I mean, Vegyn does make up for it with a lot of interesting sounds and textures, even though a lot of this record can feel formless at times. However, he can leave a little bit to be desired on some of the briefer cuts on here, in my opinion, like Thoughts of Offing One, I Don't Owe You Anything, and Fire Like Tyndall, just to name a few. Again, if I wasn't won over by all the sounds that he chooses on this record, I probably wouldn't get much out of these cuts, because they do just kind of meander and don't really do much. But I mean, honestly, it seems like a lot of Vegyn's music is kind of meant to just kind of exist and not really have much purpose to it in general already. Because again, it does feel like a lot of the focus, what he's going for, is on the vibe and the mood, which if you're into this type of music, I think it can be very thought-provoking, or it could be particularly unsatisfying if you're looking for a song to take you to a certain place. For me, I enjoyed this album just as much as the mixtape that he dropped earlier this year, which I do suggest going back and checking out if you haven't already. There's some gold in there. And this record does leave a little bit to be desired at times, yeah, but I am looking forward to whatever Vegyn does in the future moving forward. And with that being said, I'm feeling an 8 over here on Only Diamonds Cut Diamonds. So if you're interested in picking this up on vinyl, I do suggest acting quickly. Please Make It Ruins does have a deluxe double LP up on their website right now. Links will be down below in the description box as usual. But yeah, let me know what you thought about this new Vegyn record down in the comments below. And as always, thank you for watching. If you like this video, make sure to drop a like. And if you want more content from me, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Peace.